campaign on Roll20 and streaming to Twitch and YouTube. So it's been a pretty good hiatus for me. I managed to get a bunch of stuff done around the house, and things are kicking into high gear at work again. So good news, bad news there. How's everybody else doing? Let's go around the horn. George, what's going on in your world?
Oh, not much, though there was a fire.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I came home and the oven had turned itself on, apparently, even though I've never heard of an
Holy
oven
crap.
doing that before. And I had no idea how to turn it off. And then the front panel where the knobs and the buttons are caught on fire.
Oh my god.
And so I poured water on that, and that turned it off, which was lucky because I had no idea how it was going to go off. So yeah, the house didn't burn down, aired out.
Wow. Okay. That's craziness.
Not gas, I presume?
It was gas, so we had to remove the oven and close the gas line. I thought of the burner was on full blast, and I thought of throwing some water onto the whatever the thing that makes the oven go hot. But then that might have put out the fire, but the gas would have then started filling up the house.
Right.
Bad. So that was lucky. I had no idea how to turn it off, and it just went off.
Damned.
Okay. Well, that happened. Hopefully, no one else had quite as eventful of a week as you. Sean, welcome back.
Yeah.
Sean was telling me before everyone else got on, like, he kind of had some interesting times up at work.
Yeah, Ottawa got hit by a couple of tornadoes, and I was at work when it came down, so we lost power. The backup generators failed. The battery for the backup generators failed. The UPSs also failed. So I was out in the middle of a tornado trying to see why the generators weren't working. And they eventually got them jump-started with a car.
Why is it that we're in IT again?
Yeah. Oh, and the best part is for all those hours, also all the cell phone communication in Ottawa was failing. Because all the cell towers only have about 2 hours worth of power. And so I was the only person with apparently with a cell phone plan that was still working by the time midnight rolled around.
Okie dokie. Matt, what's going on in your world?
Excuse me. Well, work is the same old, burger flipper and stuff. Oh, I'm still young. I still got prospects, but my mother actually left for Italy on last week, so I pretty much have the house to myself now, so that's pretty good.
Nice.
And I just got back from a Thanksgiving dinner, which is why I have this shirt on right now. And yeah.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to my Canadian friends.
Thank you. Oh, unfortunately, didn't have any turkey.
Is Thanksgiving in Canada, do you guys celebrate the same things as in the States? Like, or I don't know, why do you have Thanksgiving?
We have Thanksgiving, I think tomorrow.
It's just the same type of thing, just the annual harvest type deal. It's just because I think generally ours comes in earlier than down in the States.
We have it sooner in Canada, so you have the chance of getting erupted.
Because we have Thanksgiving because the pilgrims were on the verge of starvation.
Oh yeah, totally.
The Native Americans gave them some food, so they were like really happy.
Yeah,
We just need a day off in October, okay?
yeah, yeah. But yeah, how we celebrate Thanksgiving in Canada is we kiss a portrait of the Queen and then apologize for not doing it the other 364 days.
Ooh, Queen Elizabeth.
I stole that joke from some picture of the Queen, and then he said like, so yeah, that part of that joke was stolen. I'm a regular Carlos Mencia.
Wait, so let me get this right. You have the house to yourself, and you're basically playing RPGs with a bunch of guys over the internet.
Yes, I am that
Changed
kind of.
since I grew up.
Well, well, here's the thing. I'm what's called a dork. I'm not really a fan of parties. You know, it's too much cleanup, it's too much hassle, it's too noisy.
Carl, what's going on in your
Why
world?
drink beer at a party? Okay, sorry.
Continuing to be a wise ass. Not much. Traveled and work a bit here and there. Had my 20th reunion with my graduate class last weekend. Officially
Nice.
freaking old. That's tell you that right now. That's pretty much what I learned, and that everybody else at least claims to have done some way more interesting things than I have. Kids growing up.
Hey, that just means you're president.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, I was just going to. My internet kind of pooped out for a little bit, but it should be back now. I basically just said since it's your 20th reunion, this is a high school reunion, right?
Oh no, this is grad school.
Oh, sorry. You should have just said it was high school.
No, I don't know when the last time I talked to anybody in high school was. High school was horrible.
Yeah, that sucked.
Because I played Dungeons and Dragons in high school, so that tells you how bad high school would have been. All
I
right.
don't know. I still play with the guys that I played with. in high school.
Yeah,
Good to get the high school Dungeons and Dragons group back together. Actually, that would be a thing.
yeah, I didn't play Dungeons and Dragons in high school. It was like the year I got out, and basically, you know that kid in your class that thinks he's smarter than everyone else, but is getting D's in all of his class? That was me to a lesser extent. Like, I got D's in the useless classes, although I did okay in English and drama.
Well, yeah. Should have started earlier then.
Oh yeah, totally.
English and drama. It's
Fucking-
all RPGs all the time. Well,
yeah,
there's math
totally.
too, I guess. But you know.
Well, to be fair, it's like basic addition and subtraction. So
yeah,
and
and now
multiplication
computers.
with Call of Cthulhu. Yeah.
All right. Wait, who are we missing? Bill?
Yeah, Bill's internet crapped out, so he is probably not going to be able to join us.
Huh.
Oh, that's a damn shame.
He's been
This is probably
he's been
gonna be-
on the phone with the cable company for like 3+ hours, and no end of the outage in sight.
Hmm.
So, I was trying to convince him to just hotspot from his phone for the session, but
The tether?
yeah, exactly. Anyway,
Roll 20 and streaming video tethered.
it might be a tall ask. So, can anyone remember? Well, Sean, you probably remember since you watched the live stream pretty recently. You want to give us a recap of last session, since it's been a while for some of us?
Well, miraculously, our party member that ended up in jail got out, and we pretty much fled the city.
Yeah, we got the hell out of there.
To the town. we were then going to look for a contact that had gone into hiding in the that Jackson had, and I believe then we got pretty much jumped by somebody that we thought was dead, and there's a couple other people, and then we resorted to my favorite. We killed it with fire.
Yep.
2 of them. One of them is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really should have thought that through.
It's all about the violence.
Well, it's Pulp Cthulhu. What do you expect?
Highbrow violence? I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah, it's just some highbrow fisticuffs. Fucking.
Yes, and if I remember, we had a hell of a lot of fumbles and fails.
Yes, the dice were not kind to you.
I still see.
Oh
some
yeah.
You had awesome rolls the first 2 sessions, and now the wheels come around.
Yeah. What goes around comes around. Yeah. So I can't wait to get to this highbrowed violence. You dig? You know, just put on your sweater vest or your pea coat and prepare for a thrashing. It's fisticuffs.
All right, here we go.
All right, so I believe we ended the last session with more killing and fire.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were sitting around the campfire, like, good October thing to do. Sitting around the campfire, and a feral Karasiri snuck up on you guys, and you managed to kill him off, and then set him on fire, and that's where we ended things. So, some of you will have managed to get back to sleep for another hour or so before the sun comes up. And now it's the morning of the second day of your travels through the mountains. What's your plan?
I forget. How many days were we expecting?
You were expecting 3 to 4 days.
Kind of forgot. How's the weather? Keep on keeping on.
Yep, weather's pretty good. It's a little
Yeah.
little brisk in the morning up in the highlands, but you're making it work.
Do we have any idea where we're going?
You do. You
We have a
got pretty good directions from Narya before you left.
Yeah. Yeah. I think at this point, since my character was kind of beaten up, not at major wound, but at 17 out of 30, I think I'm going to try and. Is it possible to do first aid on myself, or do I need someone to do first aid on me?
You should get someone to do first aid on you. And I'm trying to remember I probably should have looked this up during our hiatus. Of course, I would have forgotten it before then. In Pulp, do you get one? Is it 1 hit point back a day for
It's 2.
every night's sleep? Two hit points back. Excellent.
And
So
if you have a certain talent, it's 3.
there you go. So you get 3 just from that.
I don't have the talent though, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, okay. So I get 2. So I'm at 19 now.
Okay.
Anybody else that also was down, you will have healed back 2 hit points overnight.
I was -2, so I am now fine.
-2 hit points.
Well, -2 to the total.
Oh, okay. Thank God. Yeah, it was just some bumps and bruises. Meanwhile, my guy kind of took an ass beating from the 2 fights. Yeah, but anyways.
Yeah, I mean, unless anyone else has a better reason, I'm thinking get there sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that might be a better idea.
Is our route is that the black and white hashed line from Lake Titicaca on roll 20?
Yes.
Or
And we are where Jackson is?
Hold on one second. I've got some GM tokens in the way that I've got to move out of the way. So you guys, you started off here, and you're heading to here. Along this kind of windy path here.
Wait, are we looking at the same map?
You guys are on. Yeah, I've got you. I've got the players on this map. So south of where Jackson's Square is, southeast,
Like
you've
here?
got Puno. Yeah, so you've got. We started here in Puno, and you're heading down to this mark here that says ruins.
Wait, Puno. Oh, okay, Puno's here.
So,
All right, so we're like over here.
like around
Yeah.
more south than east.
Yeah,
at this
you're
point.
probably you got to about here the first day.
Like there?
Probably a little north of that.
North of that. There's a
Yeah,
monster.
exactly. You're in that snaky area there.
All right, how do I get rid of this thing?
Yeah, it's just an erase button or some stuff. There we
did
go.
we ever clarify what our mission was? Are we just supposed to go to the temple or whatever pyramid and just kill everything?
I think it was to return the gold thing
Oh,
because someone took the gold out and now this thing is coming loose, so we have to put it back in.
And scavenging.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because everything comes back to Dungeons and Dragons, and you're just adventurers. So.
Oh hell yeah!
Some
Got to
of
pay the
us-
rent somehow.
I think it was probably Bill's character. So I think Bill's character and my character. I think I retconned my background to be like, oh, he's interested in kind of finding out more academic things as a former academic, but also for the monies.
Excellent.
Yeah, totally.
Always the monies.
Actually, who's paying us the money now that that dude's gone?
Well, now it's whatever you can carry
We're
out.
independent contractors.
Gotta cut my losses and loot the site. All right. I say keep on keeping on.
Okay.
Wait, are we riding? I forgot.
You are kind of walking. You've got some pack mules to carry the stuff.
Damn it.
You're kind of hoofing it along. You're going up mountainous terrain, so you're probably not going to ride successfully.
How much of any trail is there that we're following?
There's areas that are much more open, but there's a lot of it that's just kind of scrambling up the hills in a general.
So it's not like we're seeing like a path that's been beaten down by years of people traveling the route or anything like that.
No. I mean, getting up into the steps here is like to like where you've gotten so far. That's fairly well traveled because there's villages out there, but definitely the as you get closer to the pyramid, you're going to be more and more off the beaten beaten path there. Thought I had a picture that I'd shown you last session, but now I can't find what I did with it.
Is the one just off of the map?
Yeah, the one just off of the map. There we go.
Okay, cool.
That's what it looks like.
All right, nice.
It's not as bad as I thought.
So. Alrighty. So you start heading off, and things are mostly uneventful up until about midday. Shortly after lunch, you hear the sound of gunfire from up ahead.
No.
There's a rise in front of you, blocking your view of where it's coming from, but it's coming from the other side of the rise, clearly.
Okay, to be honest, I think my guy's going to just stay low. He's not going to stealth up. He's just going to, like, crouch and then just walk up, try and peek his head over the rise so he doesn't get his head blown off.
Pretty much a clear day.
Yep. Okay, so when you get to the top of the rise and you look over, you can see two human figures about half a mile away on the far side of the hill. And
The hell?
And one of them's kind of sprawled out on the ground, and the other one's crouched over him.
Do we hear any more shots?
You don't hear any more shots. You see a rifle sitting on the ground next to the two people.
Okay. At this point, my guy's going to have his gun at the ready. And wait, is the guy that's crouching over the dude, like, is he holding a gun?
He is not holding the gun at the moment, no.
Half a mile is pretty far
Okay.
away.
All right. My guy's pretty much just gonna walk up. Not really stealthing it, but he's gonna walk up until the guy notices him. And then when the guy does notice him, he's just going to say, don't reach for the gun. Basically. And my guy's holding a gun, so.
Are the rest of you coming along for the ride?
Hold on a second. I need to just trying to review what I'm actually carrying.
I'll follow behind with my rifle, trained on the figure who's still standing, the one who's crouching over the other one.
Are they just in the middle of the road?
Yes.
And on either side of the road is...
You don't really see anything of significance. Yeah, it's the usual kind of hilly landscape.
Okay, so are there like bushes or woods or... I mean, I don't know. I can't tell from that last picture.
You're up kind of at the tree line. There's a little bit of
Shrubbery.
Of shrubbery. Yeah, good word. But not a whole lot of, like, there's not a dense forest or anything.
All right, I keep a lookout. Kind of trailing those guys.
Okay, so as you get closer, you see that you notice that the one who's kind of sprawled out on the ground, he's definitely bloody. You can see, kind of his shirt's kind of torn, and he's got blood, kind of running down him. And he appears to be a teenage kid, and there's an older gentleman. You assume it's his father. There's enough of a resemblance, and he's about the right age, and he seems to be tending to the kid.
Okay. Yeah. So knowing this guy's probably not a threat, he's just gonna lower his gun and then just walk up and just I assume they're gonna be locals, so he's going to say like, "Is everything okay?" In Spanish, of course.
So he he hears you, and the father kind of starts up and makes to reach for his rifle, but then he pauses for a second, seeing that you're native. But he says those white men with you, are they Karasiri?
Yes, senor. They are, but I don't think they're with us anymore. There could be more along the way.
No, the ones with you.
Yeah, jeez.
I'm like, what's going on here?
Wait,
the other PCs.
Oh, these ones. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, they're not Siri. They're perfectly fine.
Hey, we're still alive.
As you know, Alejandro gets the whole team shot.
I'm so sorry. I misunderstood the
native
question.
speaker
I'm basically just going
messed
to say, no, they're fine.
We
Yes,
can
I do.
save you. We're right here.
Yeah. But I do, in fact, say, if I can retcon a little bit, I do say, like, these people are fine.
So he kind of cries out in a bit of relief. He says, two Karasiri attacked us. They sucked the fat and life out of my boy. He's barely holding on. Is there anything that you can do to help?
Well, I'm not a doctor, but I'll see what I can do. And he's just going to, yeah, he's pretty much just going to, put the gun aside and just go over to the kids, see what he can do. Would you like me to make a first aid roll?
That would be great.
Okay, let's see what happens. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Come on. Hard success.
Nice. All right. You managed to patch the kid up. You can tell that he's
Not gonna
lost
make it.
a lot of blood, and a good amount of body fat. He looks pretty sunken in. But you're able to stop the bleeding and at least get him stabilized enough that so the old man introduces himself as Julio, and that his son's name is Domingo. So he you get Domingo kind of stabilized so that Julio is going to be able to get him home. Julio tells you that they're alpaca farmers, and they were out looking for lost alpaca when they were ambushed by these two Karasiri. He says it was a man and a woman, and that he was able to frighten them off with gunfire.
Okay.
How recently?
Less than 5 minutes before you arrived.
Ooh.
What direction did they go off in?
He points, and it's generally the way that you were thinking of going.
It's probably
Okay,
those
so
dudes from that artificial island.
more than likely. But at this point, Alejandro is basically just going to say, if you'd like, we can escort you back to your home just in case they try and finish the job.
He says that he'd certainly appreciate it.
Of course, sir. But your son is going to need a doctor soon. what I did wasn't enough. It only stabilized him for a little bit.
He says the legends are not good about these evil things, but we'll do what we can.
Okay.
Oh, I know. We encountered them before. Do they live nearby, or do you live nearby?
He says it's probably if you're able to kind of lash Domingo to the pack animals, uh, he can probably make it home in about an hour.
Okay.
I totally forget. This isn't like vampires, right? Like they don't turn.
Remember the professor didn't get injected with something?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think we put a stop to that. Or I did.
With your big stompy boot.
Yeah, I just fucking stuck my fingers in his mouth and then stepped on the white stuff. Okay, so
All right. I take it they're living towards where we're going.
It'll probably be a little bit of a diversion for you, given what you know of the area, but it's not
Alright.
it's not that far off. It probably only take you an hour off the beaten path.
okay. That's not very much.
But I suggest that when we go, rifles out and we take precautions, since we have now confirmation that whatever the hell those things are, they're in the area.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Alejandro's basically just going to say, when you get home, they might try to attack you again. So just make sure you have something that's very flammable. Make sure you try and scare them away with fire.
Good to know. Thank you, my friends. I'm
very welcome.
indebted to you.
No,
And if
there's
you
no
think
need for
one's dead, burn it.
very good advice.
Then dig it up and burn it again.
Use napalm. Kerosene ain't gonna do it.
All right, so you follow
I'm gonna start buying
Julio and
Bats of acid next time we're in town too.
Nice. You follow Julio back to his village and get Domingo settled in their hut, and he gets one of the local wise women to try and help heal him up. Um, he offers you a hot meal and lodging in indoors at least. He's decided, we're poor farmers, but we can at least offer you some creature comforts for the night if you'd like.
I don't know about you guys, but it seems to me we're this close having a defensible and not to mention a roof over our heads for an evening doesn't sound like too bad of an idea.
Yeah, that sounds pretty decent.
It's close to the end of the day, anyways.
By the time you get done with all of this, it's about 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock in the evening. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Alrighty then. I've had worse deals.
all right. So first
Not by
sunrise.
much.
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, first sunrise, we start to get going. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Works for me.
Get out of this, the better.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't like the looks of things. So are they kind of like what is it? Just like fortifying themselves inside their house.
They're not like taking like crazy precautions, but you can tell, you kind of get the feeling this isn't their first run in with the Karasiri.
Oh, no doubt.
Can we learn from these folks? Tell us what you know. How can
So
we better fight these things?
they reiterate a lot of the kind of stories that you heard from Narya, that the Karasiri tend to be uh, white men, uh, usually Spaniards. A lot of times they'll be dressed in older clothes. Sometimes they'll be carrying swords, and that they suck the fat out of unsuspecting people for either for food or for use in their dark rituals. Um, they've heard the stories of the Dark Pyramid. They think it's the site's about a day's journey from here. They try to avoid it as much as they can. Uh, Julio tells you that, when he was Domingo's age and growing up, that the Karasiri were just stories that were told to, kind of make kids behave. But in the past 10 to 15 years, something's changed, and there's been a lot of people and animals that have been attacked and mutilated.
I say, I try to figure out whether they know anything about the ruins. I say, we're headed down to this dig. Could be Incan. You ever hear any legends about that place?
I tell you, sir, please, for your own safety, you want to avoid that place. It's an evil place. We don't go there.
Well, some greedy Spaniards took some gold out of that place, and we need to put it back. So we have to go there.
You're braver men than I wouldn't ever journey to such a place. But if you must go, then I understand, and go with the blessings of us, and we thank you for everything that you've done. But if there's any other way, I would advise against such a journey.
Well, that's just great. Just once, I want someone to tell us, yeah, that's a great idea. You should go there right now. Take my car. I'm going to help you.
Go there unarmed. Give them a fair fight.
It's not even going to be a fight. There's just drinks. People partying. Swimming pool.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me what
like-
you guys are doing for the night. Are you all bedding down? Are you setting watches?
I think
Oh, good.
I was going to say I think we should set up a watch because they might need some help if those things come back.
Sounds like a plan.
I kind of like, while there's still daylight, just like walk around the area. Like around the house. Is it a house? I guess, or the farm, I guess. What kind of farm is it?
So it's an alpaca farm, and it's kind of in a larger, a somewhat small village. There's probably 20 or so farms and other small houses around.
So it's kind of like more like a ranch kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I just take a look around, see if there's anything out of the ordinary, or try and figure out like where we'd likely be ambushed if something were to happen, and just kind of general defensibility of the place.
Sure. Make a spot hidden.
Spot the hiddens. I failed.
Ah,
Oh
damn.
wait, I think I have a talent around this though. Oh, I got keen vision.
Okay, so you can
I get a bonus die.
roll a d10. All right, so that's a 31, so that's a success.
Pass.
Um, So the general area, I mean, it's fairly defensible. You think that that anyone sneaking up, they'd either have to come from the road where they'd probably be seen, or come through the fields, and that would rile up the animals. So you think that the whole area is pretty. It's certainly more defensible than the camp that you had last night.
All right. I tell everybody else it's as good as it's gonna get. Marginally
Okay.
better than not being here.
Okay. Yeah, it's a hot meal, so that's pretty good.
It's no Maginot Line.
Yeah. It's no Grand Budapest, but that didn't exist yet, so who gives a shit?
So are you setting up a watch? What's your plan?
Yep. Gonna play the harmonica while the sun sets.
And I think I'm going to do I'd say around midnight watch.
Okay. So you're doing the usual thing where each of you take a couple hours throughout the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. So who's on third watch? Who's on fourth watch?
I'm willing to take the last watch.
Okay.
I'll take the third watch.
Okay. Seamus, can you make a listen check for me?
Oh, if only you had 2 bonus dice.
Oops.
All right. Night kind of goes through uneventfully. You wake up in the morning and
Seamus is gone.
everything everything seems kind of on the up and up.
Seamus has a thirst for human flesh.
Seamus has a thirst for human fat. From now on, you only date fat chicks.
Surprisingly, the rest of you grow fatter.
It's like reverse liposuction.
Then cattle would be tasty. All right. Well, better than all the other things we've just named.
All right.
Whew, made it through another one.
All right.
Ish.
You getting on the road?
Well, I assume everyone's still alive, so yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Okay,
no
all the
possible
living
reason to go
people,
wrong.
all the people are still living. Continue to head to the ruins.
All right. You continue on. All right. So you start moving. You get back to the main road, and you You start moving. Now you're coming down the other side of the hills, and you're getting into more of a valley in between some of the hills.
Valley.
Can I get a spot hidden roll from the group?
Okay, let's see. I fail. What a surprise.
Alejandro doesn't see anything.
I don't see shit.
All right.
You see something, you suddenly go blind, so you can't see it.
They have
So
obfuscate on.
Martin and Seamus with your and pretty much so everyone except Alejandro. Up ahead of you, across the valley floor, about half a mile ahead, you see two figures kind of moving through the tall grass. And I'm going to say with a hard success, you're able to make out that it's a man and a woman.
Ah,
Light him up.
who's the sniper?
I've got a rifle.
Well, how far away we are?
About half a mile.
Half a mile. That's a
Jesus.
shot and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess just wait until they come closer. I'm assuming they're going toward us.
They are not. They're going away from you.
Oh.
We should
Okay,
invest in
so-
binoculars. It's a sniper.
Hey,
Scopes.
Should we try and kill them now just so they don't get the guys later?
Say again.
Should we kill them now just so they don't get us later?
Yeah, I think they're gonna keep coming until we set them on fire.
Oh fuck yeah! Let's just kill them. At this point, I'm just gonna. I think Alejandro.
So
Sorry,
are you running to close the gap, or are you gonna follow them and see what happens?
Well, when you say they're going away from us, are they going towards the ruins?
They're heading in what you believe is the general direction of the ruins.
There's only one main path, and we're on it, right?
So it's not really so much a path at this point, but you think that it's in the general direction of where everyone has told you that the ruins of the pyramid can be found.
Okay, so, all right. At this point, Alejandro, he's basically going to do something that's probably kind of stupid, but also probably kind of genius. And he's basically just gonna,
I'm
toward him with a
losing your
shotgun
audio,
and just
Matt.
be like, "Hey, I thought I killed you the last time. Sorry about that. Is it better now?
Yes.
Is it any good? Okay, sorry." He's basically just gonna, he's just gonna kind of strut up, shotgun in hand, hip fire in position, and he's basically just going to he's just going to say,
You're
just gonna
half a
call 'em out
mile
like-
away from these folks.
It's a
That's
good
pretty
distance.
Well, I know,
800
but-
meters for my Canadian friends.
"Well, I know," but I'm basically just saying, "All right," I'm just fucking yelling, just to get their
with
attention.
him. He's not with me. Okay, so I missed in the exchange. Are they walking towards us or walking away from us?
They're walking away from you. They're not.
Okay.
They're walking. You believe that they're walking in the direction of the pyramid.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, he's basically just going to scream at them. It's like, "All right."
Wait, what?
He's screaming at them as loud as he can, just so he can get their attention.
Martin, I don't know how effective that will be. Martin will take a shot at them just to get their attention.
What's your range on your rifle?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't write that down. Probably not half a mile.
Yeah,
but
no, definitely
No.
not in even in pulp.
Like the rifle I've got has only got ranges 110 yards.
Yeah, that's pretty much the max.
That's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
Lee Enfield rifle. It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
at
you
half
know.
a mile, you're gonna need a spotter and account for the Earth's rotation.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that yelling or yelling at half a mile is kind of
Yelling or even, honestly, even gunfire from this distance, they're probably not gonna notice.
They're
And
not
you have
going
to
notice from
close
half
the
a mile
distance
away.
more.
and they don't. They just kind
Okay, fine.
of they continue walking out of your sight.
I say we just tail them at a distance until. I mean, we
Right.
try to kind of slowly close the gap, or I guess, but I
Fine.
mean,
Let's tail them. Whatever.
we're not gonna be stealthy with like the freaking pack animals and stuff.
Yeah. Let's
So,
go with your idea.
it's like, I mean, I guess we can see them coming. Like the thing is, I guess, is we make sure we don't lose sight of them. I don't know if we want to. I mean, we're gonna encounter the. My thought is we're gonna encounter like them, at least them, possibly more. If we can cut their numbers down before they gang up on us, that wouldn't be a bad thing.
They could also be walking us into a trap, so
Oh, it's all the trap,
all of
dude.
them, we should be careful.
Yeah.
For us on the sides and behind us.
This whole thing is one giant trap. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Okay. You are easily able to, even from a distance, follow them, and they show you inadvertently show you the way to the pyramid without you getting too lost.
Well,
Okay.
All right. Let me grab your tokens here. I'm gonna put you guys on a different map.
different map. What? So magnified.
I'm pulling out here.
Oh, the scale is in imperial yards.
As opposed to-
Imperial.
Okay.
Oh, I'm getting some weird view from above. Looks like we found ourselves an excavation.
Okay. The ruins containing the pyramid are located on a plateau overlooking a deep wind-blown valley. The surrounding land is arid and plant life is sparse. The plateau is most easily accessed from above by clambering around the edge of a neighboring peak and down a narrow path. This path is precarious enough that you think that you will probably have to either leave the pack animals up at the top, or you're gonna need to make some fancy skill rolling to get the animals down successfully.
Yeah, we might have to leave our shit at the top.
Yep.
Okay. You find a reasonable place to tie up the animals and are able to get yourself on down to the plateau. No plant life grows on the plateau. It's barren and dusty, with only the man-made structures breaking up the monotonous brownish gray of the dirt. An eerie whistling or piping sound can be heard blowing on the wind. Despite the cold, you notice an increasing number of flies in the air as you draw near. Do any of you have natural world?
Really?
I don't think my guy does. No.
I
I
just
have
had
10%. Like everybody's got at least 10%. I
I
think.
just had Bill's character sheet here. Here we go. No, he doesn't have
Try it.
points in it.
Cause yes.
Look at you.
Nice.
Rolled a 9. So
A 10. Jesus. Oh my god. No, fuck it. I might as well try it. No. Oh, damn it. It was my 7.
so
The species
Jesse-
of dandelion is only indigenous to 2 South American countries.
Jesse knows that the flies are blowflies, which usually feed on carrion.
Of course they do.
And as you get closer down to the edge here, the smell of rotten meat becomes fairly obvious. From above, as you start coming down here, a few key features can be made out of the ruins. There's a stone wall surrounding the site. It's difficult to tell how tall it once was, as it's now partially buried by silt, but the visible portions that protrude from the ground to heights of around 6 to 12 feet. It's relatively easy to climb over the perimeter wall by scrambling up one of the banks of dirt and then dropping over the other side. There's also a main entryway that you can see over here. So let me ask, which way are you going to approach the ruins from? Are you going to try to just climb over one of the walls here? This here is the pyramid. This is the kind of the main gateway in, or you can, then this is kind of the trail that you would have followed.
Where did the man and woman that we were following go? Did we notice?
So, well, tell me where you're coming. So you saw them kind of walk in the main door here.
Okay.
But you can either approach here or anywhere along the wall. You can find a place to hop over the wall. So tell me where you're gonna be first, and then.
What time of day is it?
It is probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's always 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
What's the
So-
climb on the wall look like? Meaning, is it like an easy climb?
You won't need to make a skill check. You can just
Okay.
get it done.
Yeah, I'd say we take a few minutes or hours if the scale's correct, and just basically just try and go behind. Try and get them from behind.
Let me take a look at something here. All right. Anyone else got any better ideas? I'm kind of 50-50.
We should probably go from behind, or at least not down the main path. That seems like a terrible idea to me.
Yeah.
So we're at a height advantage here, right?
Where? Oh,
Wherever the tokens are.
yes, you would be if you came up and around that way. Yes, you'd be at a height advantage. In order to go all the way up and around like that, that's probably going to take you an extra hour to go that, because you're going to have to climb up and to the side if you're gonna go moving. I'm sorry.
We're not
I'm
actually
on the
where our
wrong-
tokens are, is what you're saying. We're like
no,
down
that's
here?
just where they pasted it.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're coming up. I'm moving Jackson's character. So you came up this path here,
Okay.
and let's assume that you're here right now, and you can tell me where you would like to approach from. You can either follow where they came in and come in the main door here. You can split off to any side. Just it's gonna be extra travel time depending on how far you want to go. You should be able to hop over the wall once you make it there. But like if you want to come like over onto this corner here or over here, that's gonna take you an hour of scrambling around to get there.
I'm just wondering, what are these?
You
we even
can't
see
really
that?
make out what that is. You think it looks like there's a depression there, but from where you're at, you can't really make out what that is.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with my original idea and try go from behind the pyramid. Go from the west, as it were.
If we get up to where my token is, can we see into the complex over the wall?
So you'll be able to see into the complex pretty from wherever you're going to be once you make it to the wall. I'm just trying to figure out where that is so that I can plan accordingly.
Wait, how tall was the wall again?
There's parts of it that aren't there anymore, and there's parts of it that are anywhere from 6 to 12 feet.
If we can see into the complex and take some shots at them, maybe we can get them to come to us. That's
my thought. Yeah, my thought was if we could see into it, we'd pick a spot where we could see kind of into it and like hang out for like 10, 15 minutes and see if there's any activity. But maybe it's just not that busy. I say we like either like move along the wall on the north edge, or people really want to climb up kind of higher. I guess I don't know how steep that is, but
To be honest, I was wanting to move along the wall. To be honest.
Okay, well let's move along the wall and then like.
So you're gonna come up to like here, is that what I'm saying? And then move along the wall to the north and west?
I forgot how to do the movement thing here. So I don't know, like here and then here and here.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you're basically gonna go to where Jackson is, like where the road kind of meets the wall, but not come down to the main entrance here. Instead, you want to skirt north and west to kind of where Alejandro and Martin's character tokens are.
I guess. I mean, what do you guys think?
I'm digging the idea that I came up with. Just come in from behind. Skirt along the wall. Or you came up with that. Sorry.
Okay.
Anything that avoids a frontal.
All right, let's do that.
Okay,
we're doing that unless someone says otherwise.
All right. So you get up to the wall, and you can see the two figures that you've been kind of following. One of them is up on the top of the pyramid, and one of them is waiting down here. Let's see, they would have come over here. So here and here, and layer, token layer.
Oh, that's not good.
This is what you see as you're approaching the wall. You see that one of them is at the top of the pyramid, and the other one seems to be waiting at the bottom of the pyramid. From where you are, you can see that there's about 5 steps to the top of the pyramid, and you're guessing that the steps are 4 or 5 feet tall.
they're just hanging out.
Well, how long are you watching?
Uh, hmm,
This is what you notice when you first get there. How long are you gonna?
I mean, can we keep like eyes on while we're like kind of
Sure,
making our way around?
sure,
I mean,
I'll allow it.
obviously the wall gets in our way, but
Sure. So you're continuing with your plan of going around to the side.
yes.
Okay. So you see that the guy at the top of the pyramid kind of kneels before the kind of kneels down on the pyramid, and he begins vomiting, and this stream of thick white fluid kind of just goes out of his mouth, and you notice that there's a must be like a crack in the top of the pyramid, and it going down into the crack, and this goes on for much longer than makes you comfortable, like a good over a minute of
Ooh.
disgorgement.
I was uncomfortable the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then he stop me at any time if you're going to do anything. But then he gets up and he starts walking down the steps of the pyramid. And he gets to the bottom, and the woman starts going up the steps of the pyramid.
What's
What's the chance of us just sniping them off at this point? You got to be within rifle range.
Let's stick to the plan.
Let's just stick to the plan.
Okay.
what
I
is
don't
that
know. I
thing?
don't know what the chances are because I don't have.
Why don't we force them to come to us? Isn't that better?
It might be better, but we need to get inside first.
Why do we need to
Right,
get
well,
if we can snipe them?
we need to reattach the. We could reattach the gold thing, but
Can't we take care of these guys by sniping at them from distance first?
they might not be that dumb.
Oh, but they might be. Like, if it doesn't work, then we can just go in there, right? Or I don't know.
Yeah, but they'll know we're here then.
Wait, what about the explosives?
We have explosives.
Explosives?
No.
We have to blow up the mountain. I mean, the pyramid.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I don't think that's a good idea.
We're
The
gonna lure
pyramid's
'em out
kind of the
anyways.
thing that's keeping the. I don't think that's a good idea. I think the pyramid is the thing that's keeping whatever is haunting this place from really hitting the shit.
The pyramid
And
is a vault of
reason why-
vomit.
Yeah, it's a vault of vomit. My guess is they're feeding something to make it stronger, and we need to put this gold piece back in somehow.
What the crap, dude? All right, how far did we get along this wall thing, or was this like instantaneous, or is everything you just talked about like what we saw when we got
Everything that I've talked about so far has taken about 5 minutes of time.
Ooh.
You could have been, if you were moving during that time, then I'm gonna say Jackson's okay. Jesse, you're leading, and yeah, you probably got to about there, maybe. And so now the dude's at the bottom of the pyramid, and she's up on the top of the pyramid, climbing up the steps of the pyramid, and just about making it to the top.
Okay. And she's just gonna do the same thing.
And as you watch, yeah, she drops to her knees and again vomits out this thick, streaming white, just awful looking substance, and it goes on for a long time. over a minute,
Okay.
and then
Oh my crap.
she gets up and she makes it down to the bottom of the pyramid. By this point, I'm going to say that you could have reached about here.
Is that only 10 yards?
No, well, is it?
Well, I don't know. I'm just going by the scale.
Yeah,
top.
the scale of that scale is, yeah, because it's 30 yards across the whole of the pyramid.
Okay.
So
Well, I don't know how much time has transpired, but I think we get further than 10 yards in 5 minutes if it's the same.
So
Unless
you
it's
guys, well, you've got, there's a lot of debris that you've got to scramble over, and you're trying to do this stealthily.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna say that you probably are to about here,
Okay.
and these two start walking this way.
What?
That's
So, yeah,
odd.
what is this thing now? Are we in a position to see what that is?
You can't really tell what it is. It looks like some sort of depression, and they get to here, and they both kind of crawl into this little depression here, and they vanish from view.
Is there anybody else here?
You don't see anyone else.
Okay. At this point, Alejandro's just going to say, like, well, if there's no one else, I don't see the reason to go from behind now. We could just go
Guess
over
I can't
here.
argue with that.
Okay.
So you're gonna
At
just
this
hop
point-
hop the wall here.
Yep. Just
Okay. So you managed to hop the wall. Give me 1 second.
Gonna give him
here.
cover.
All right. So
I'm there.
all right. So the ground within the walls is uneven with piles of silt blown into small dunes by the winds. One of these, so you can see a number of dunes. You also right here kind of see a what appears to be an open, almost like a chimney. It's kind of a vertical shaft that you see. Other than that, you notice from this distance the smell of rotted meat seems to be kind of flowing from this area, and the blowflies are definitely more. You see a lot more of them over there. The pyramid itself, as I said, there's 5 steps to the pyramid. They're each about 5 feet, give or take, high. You can easily climb up to the top of the pyramid if you so desire.
okay. Someone else can do that. At this point, I'm going to like sort of saunter over, slowly but cautiously saunter over to there, where they disappeared.
Okay.
Do you have any like gasoline to pour down the depression and set that on fire?
So as you navigate over there, the buzz of the flies and the stench definitely grows. and there's no other way to describe this. It's a charnel pit. It is just full of dead bodies, emaciated dead bodies. And as you look in horror at just all of these people with huge bite marks in their chest, and I mean, you've seen some dead people before, and these don't look like normal dead people. They are just pallid and flesh sunken in. It looks like Rosanna that from the university, but just at easily hundreds of them. The corpses at the top are fresher than any of the other ones that you can see.
Okay, at this point, I'm pretty much just gonna call over to everyone like, they disappeared down here. This place is full of dead bodies.
They're probably hiding in the dead bodies. Can we set that on
I'm
fire?
gonna run right over and take a look. You're not selling this to me.
Yeah, we probably should set it on fire.
All right. Come on, man.
Did I hear the magic words?
Set it on fire. I mean, they're probably hiding somewhere in the pile of bodies.
I was just gonna say, do you? I mean, I guess I could take a look too, but
You don't see any obvious
do we see where
place
those
of
guys
where they went.
Oh man, so not good.
Let me see.
Just for the
We
record, I
probably-
thought we established that we had some dynamite.
Let me take a look. Just gonna spot hidden, see if I see anything.
Okay, so you see the outline of a tunnel entrance in the wall of the pit, visible through the remains. You also notice as the sun is starting to set, you notice the glint of something golden at the bottom of the pit.
Point this out to the other guys.
But-
Okay.
But you know that there's no way that you're gonna get to any of that without going through
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
a lot of
Yeah, sorry.
rotting corpses.
Okay, at this point, Alejandro's just gonna say, well, if no one else has the what do you Americans call it, stomach for it, I'll go downstairs and I'll go down there and check it out.
It's just gonna dig through the bodies.
Yeah, it's disgusting, but I've seen disgusting.
Oh man, I do have a shovel.
Can I have the shovel?
You can have the shovel. Be my guest. I imagine. Is this a dig site? Like, just let me step back for a second. Like, is this does it feel like this has been recently unearthed?
No.
Archaeologically speaking, it's just been like this for like thousands of years.
Yeah, you definitely get the feeling that I mean, it doesn't look like no one's been here, but certainly if you didn't to this point think that Larkin was full of shit, there's definitely been no significant archaeological work ever done here.
Yeah.
I throw my hat to the ground and scream, "Damn it!"
I tell you what, it's 9:25. Let's take a 10-minute break. I'll let you guys think about what you want to do from here. And if that's dig around in a whole bunch of dead bodies, then we'll do that when we come back.
Okay.
But let's
Okay.
grab some drinks and meet back here at 9:35.
All right.
I hope there are fun skill checks involved in digging through bodies.
Oh, jeez.
I hope so too. My guy's built for digging.
Back in a
He's the
few.
digger.
Yep.
Okay.